Now, it is time to go ahead and understand the interface of Rhino in Windows. It is very important to understand and get familiar with the Rhino screen before getting into individual tools. First, I will give you an overview of all the Rhino interface elements. Then, I will go one by one through all the elements and will help you understand them with live demos. So, here in front of you is the default Rhino screen. I am sure yours must be looking similar to this. There may be some difference because I have increased the size of icons. I will show you in between how I did that, but first, let's understand the elements of the Rhino interface. The first thing is title bar, where you can see your file name. Second is menu bar, placed below the title bar. You can access commands, options, help, and much more. Next is command history window, where you can keep a track of your recent commands and their options. It also gives a limit of 500 lines of command history. You can use F2 key to activate and see the history in detail. Below that is the most important element, and you have to keep an eye on it all the time. It is command prompt area. It gives you the list of commands and the information displayed by the command. You can also click and drag to place this command section at bottom, just like AutoCAD. Next is tabbed toolbars. They're basically containers which will have multiple toolbars in them. They are like a group, and if you float them by click and drag, it will become a single toolbar group. Next are sidebars. They are like a fast way to access your commands and options in Rhino. And it updates automatically if you select different tab toolbars. Next is the graphics area. It displays your model here, and it's like your main working area. You can open multiple viewports here. Like currently you can see 4 viewports are open by default, having different view angles of top, front, right, and perspective. Now let's understand what are viewports. They are used to display different views of the model from different angles as per requirement. You can also set customized views in any of the viewport as per your 3D model requirements, or if you want to see a specific angle of your model. Next element is status bar. Here we can see the plane in which we are working, coordinates of the pointer, units and current layer of model, some toggle buttons and other options. Another element is panel. This is also an important one used very often during modeling process. You control layers, materials, display, properties, rendering, and many more options. Last but not the least is OSNAP bar. This helps in modeling a lot as it gives access to the snap settings of the object. For example, midpoint of the line, endpoint of any object, and so on. Now, let's go through them one by one and explore their capabilities. So, the first one was title bar. There is nothing much to tell in that. It just gives you information about the file name. And if you want, you can also get the full document path displayed here to see where the file is located. Just type options in the command line. Now select the options command from the list. You will see a Rhino options dialog. Just select appearance. And in one of the checkboxes, you will see an option where it says full path in the title bar. You can just check that box and click OK. Now, when you go to title bar, you will see the full path of the Rhino file is displayed, which is helpful to identify the location of the file sometimes. Let's explore menu bar a little bit. Other than basic functions like saving the file, opening a new file or an existing file, or basic edit functions, menu bar also provides access to various tools and commands. For example, curve tools, surface tools, sub-D tools, solid tools, mesh tools, and many more. Sometimes it's faster to access tools from menu bar instead of other means. Second is command history window. There is nothing much to tell in that, I have covered it already. One thing which I can add here is you can directly access the recent command by just right-clicking your mouse in the command history area. It will give you a list of last 10 to 15 used commands. Now, the most important one is command prompt area. This we will be using a lot, and it's important to understand how it works. Let me show you a demo. Let's try giving a command here. Type li, which is a shortcut to line command. You can also create your own shortcuts in Rhino. I will cover that during exercises. Now you can see the list of commands has appeared in alphabetical manner, having those two letters L and I in them. This list is coming because of a simple setting in Rhino options. Let me show you a demo and explain. When you go to Rhino options by using options command, in appearance, you will see two checkboxes which says autocomplete commands and use fuzzy autocomplete. Let's uncheck both of them and see what happens in the command prompt. You can see the command prompt is not showing any list now, and we have to type the whole command name. Now, let's see what happens if I only check the autocomplete command box. Now, it's only showing me the commands having initials of li. And when I check the box of fuzzy autocomplete, it will include all the commands in the list having letters L and I included in their name. So I will recommend keep both the boxes checked in. Now, coming back to our line command, you can either select from the list or you type the full command and press enter or space bar. They both work the same in Rhino. Now, you will see a change in the command prompt area. It will ask you to give starting point of the line. But before that, it also gives you different options to choose between different types of lines you want. Like, you can choose a line which will go in both directions, x and minus x. For that, you have to select both sides option. Or if you want a vertical line which will automatically make a line in z direction, you have to choose vertical option. To get out of any command or to cancel it, use escape key. To go back to the same command or the last used command, you just have to use your right click of the mouse and it will bring the last used command. Now, once you have decided which type of line you want, like in this case, I will select both sides type of line. Now the command line changes again and asks me the middle of the line. And here also I get different options to choose from, same as before. Let's say I want a vertical line which goes in both directions, z and minus z from the midpoint. For that, I will start again and show you the whole process. First, I will use escape key to get out of line command. Let's bring back the line command. Press the right click of your mouse to do that, as it was our last used command. Select both sides options, or you can also type B. As you can see, there are underlined capital letters for all options, which means we can use it as a keyboard shortcut here. So for both sides, either select it or type B and hit spacebar. Now it is asking you to give midpoint of the line, but we want to make line in Z direction, which means a vertical line. For that, I will select vertical option now, or I can also type V and hit spacebar or enter. Now I will left click in any of the viewport from where I can get a better view of the line, and Rhino will give me white color indication of my line, how it is getting constructed. You see it better in the perspective viewport. When I left click again, my line will be created. This is how we can use all the commands in Rhino. Different commands will come with different set of options to work on as per your model requirements. Also, one small thing, to use your command in any of the viewport, you just have to bring your cursor inside that viewport, as you can see on the screen. The viewport icon becomes blue, which is an indication of the active viewport.